Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of Ada2Human, which is being made by user Lazy Girl. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the ability to turn the robot Adda from the Automatron DLC into a human, and if you so desire, from a human back into a robot. And I gotta admit, guys, when I first saw this on the Nexus, I wasn't very interested. It just looked like, at first glance, to me, to be one of those weird mods that just has an obsession with turning everything into a woman. But I decided to give it a try just to see if it had anything more to it, and I'm quite pleased that I did, as I've been having a lot of fun with this mod, as it gives you a lot more control over who Adda is as a character. You can change her stats in some form with stat boost, you can change her combat style, her appearance, summon her from great distances, and just overall the mod gives you a heck of a lot more options to make her more useful as a companion. And, well, I love that, and thankfully it's all rather easy to use. Once you do have it installed, you will get added into your inventory a miscellaneous item called the Adda controller. Now, this gets added into your inventory only if you've already met her in the game. If you've started a new game and you haven't met her yet, this controller will actually be in her inventory, and you have to talk to her and trade items to get it into your own inventory. So thankfully, if you've already met her though, it's right in here, so we don't have to bother with anything, and we can just go right in and control her. Now, problem for me though is Adda is still at the castle. That's the last place I had her at, and I left her there ages ago. And well, thankfully for me, we have an option here called Summon Adda. Now, this will only show up in here if she is more than 500 units away. If she's anything less than 500 units away, then this option won't even show up and you just have to physically find her in the world. But as I said, she's all the way over at the castle, so what we need to do, and actually I should exit the Pip-Boy so I can prove to you and show that there is currently no Adda around me in any way, shape, or form. And if we go back to the Pip-Boy and summon her to us, she will be here, and she's now a human. One problem though, there is an odd bug in the mod at the moment where she has been brought over to us, but she's currently kind of not decent. I'll say it's a little bit strange. There we go, there she is.
Ready to depart.
Yes, I hope you are ready to depart, so let's get moving.
The road. Understood.
Excellent.
Please,
she is now our companion, and you'll notice that, yeah, she does not have any clothes on, which is an odd bug considering the mod maker actually did go to the trouble of making custom gear for Adda, including her clothing. And what you need to do to bring that up is actually revert her back to a robot, which if we exit the Pip-Boy real quick, you'll see, boom, there we go, Adda as a robot again, and back into the controller, and turn to human once more. And there we go, there is that awesome equipment that the mod maker built. It's very reminiscent of Kellogg's appearance and has been edited to make it roughly on par with the Railroad Armor Mark I, and so it will protect her pretty well. She also has built into her own little self a fully automatic scoped assault rifle with extended magazines, so she has a gun of her own and doesn't have to rely on any other weapon that you've given her. Now, of course, you can still go into her inventory, and whoa, she is still full of all the crap I left last time I talked to her, but we still can make her carry one of these weapons or equip any weapons or armor that we give her, so you don't have to go with the default look, because she is just like any other character now that is human. So we can give her guns, we can give her armor, but honestly, I actually like the default that the mod maker gave her. It's a cool look, and the weapon is very useful, especially if you do use some of the other boosts we have available. Ada, are you going to go into that? Please don't yet. We need that for later, though. But other thing you'll notice, of course, is if we do talk to her,
How may I be of service?
she is, of course, still the Adda voice, which there's really nothing we can do about that. Unfortunately, the game files just have the Adda robot voice in there, not the clean, unfiltered ones. So it could be a little bit off-putting to some people, but overall, I'm perfectly okay with it. But what is more important, though, is that she is lip-synced to those voices, so we don't have to worry about her just standing there. Now, I would go to talk to her, but every time I've done that so far, she decides she wants to leave someplace, which is awkward, but that's just because I've been having some issues with followers recently, but that's on me for all of my freaking mods I play with. Now, as for other options we have in here on the controller, is, if we bring it up, we can actually edit her appearance if we so desire. Let's actually get a bit closer to her so we can actually see her face. And there we go. We can edit appearance. And if we exit the Pip-Boy, it will bring us into the character mode. There we are. So we can, if we so desire, change her face, any of the hair, body, extras, etc. if you would like. So you can customize her to exactly how you want her to be for following you around. Now, I don't really care to mess around with anything, so confirm character, what the heck, it did change her hair, but meh, what are you gonna do? Now back to the options that we have. In the Adda controller, we have the combat style, which is one of the first things that really got me excited about this mod. We can choose how she fights. Now, normally with Adda, it's determined by what weapons you gave her, like laser hands or, you know, a Assaultron blade or whatever the crap she has, will decide her combat style. But now, since she comes equipped with an assault rifle, or of course if you give her a melee weapon, you choose really what is the preferred method. Now, the offensive range, which is the default, will basically make her like most characters in the game. She will try and run close up to someone and fire at them to try and kill them. Now, we can change it to a melee, which of course means she'll prefer to bash them in the face. The next option that we have is sniper, which she'll try and stay further back and take as accurate of shots as possible. And then finally we have the tactical ranged, which will have her prefer to take cover and try and do some cover fire against the enemy. So you can choose which style you want her to go with, and that's just nice to have. Now the next thing we have here is the set boost. This is interesting if you want to increase her usefulness and her power. At level 1, she gets no boosts whatsoever, but at level 2, it activates lockpicking and hacking, so she can now do those two options, which is quite nice. It makes her a bit more useful out in the world. Now at level 3, it actually gives her rank 3 perks in all weapon skills. So she will be much more deadly out in the field and just again be a lot more useful to you. And then finally at level 4, it will make it so that all of her weapon skills are now at 5. So even more powerful, more useful, more damage, and just overall a better companion. Now we also have this Robot Hunter perk, which is disabled by default, but if we enable it, what that will do will give Adda a 25% damage bonus to all robots, because, well, she used to be one, so she knows how to hunt them, I guess. And also equally gives her a 25% damage buffer against them, so she'll do more damage to them and take less damage from them. Now, apparently, according to the mod maker, this is still experimental, so it may not work on all things, so on all robots it might not fully function, but so far in my experience it's done pretty well. Now as for other things, oh boy, this is a fun one. She is of course a robot originally. If we actually turn her back into a robot, we have
Would you like me to go with you?
good old Adda. Oh my god, yes. Oh, why is she already... Oh boy, you know what, I'm just gonna back away, there we go. Now
What a surprisingly
with her
pleasant
as
day.
a robot,
Perhaps it will lift
remember
our
that with the Automatron DLC, one of the fun things you can do is edit her as a robot. You can change her legs, her torso, how she can hold or how much cargo she can hold, etc., or inventory rather, and just every little bit and bob you can customize, which is a very useful thing for robots. And an odd thing, they all carry over to her as a human. So since she has all of these different inventory expansions on her that I built, she will actually be able to carry more as a human. Alternatively, I gave her legs which were powerful to carry more, but a little bit slower. And that means when she's a human, she will be a little bit slower. So you kind of gotta balance your robot Ada with your human Ada. Now, of course, her weapons don't carry over. She's not gonna have the laser arms as a human. Instead, she has that combat rifle that I mentioned. And or assault rifle rather. But all of her other parts that change stats like speed or inventory space, damage resistance, all those sorts of things carry over. So you may want to actually mess around and change parts on your Ada robot to kind of get the best options you want out of Ada as a human. It's a very strange thing, but it works and it amuses me. So for her as a human, she can carry far more inventory than any other human companion I've seen in the game, thanks to all those lovely expansions that I built onto her as a robot. And that, well, frankly, that's just funny. And I quite like it. Now, another thing that we do have, we're going to have to turn her back into a human for this one, is just kind of a oh, and also, actually, back to robot. You'll notice that when she is a robot, we lose all the other things, like the combat style, boost, etc., but we do still have the ability to turn on the Robot Hunter perk. So that is fun. You still have that option. Let's put her back to human. There we go. And it, of course, does save her hairstyle and everything, which is quite useful. So let's talk, and let's get her into this power armor. Oh, come on, dear. Come on. Into the power armor. Oh, she's got to find her way back onto the platform. AI pathing in the Fallout series. There we go. And it's the last option to talk about here today, and that is, well, a pretty simple option to just tell her to get out of power armor, frankly. That's really all there is to it. But now that she is human, we can put Ada into freaking power armor, which is awesome. So now she's not just a cool robot. She is now a robot inside of a robot who's been turned into a human. God, it messes with the brain a little bit. But yes, we do have an option in the Ada controller that pops up when she's in power armor so that we can get her out of it. We just merely click that and then exit the Pip-Boy, and there she goes. And yeah, that's really all there is to this mod. It's quite fun. It's great, honestly. The whole turning into the human thing, honestly, I couldn't care much about, or care less about, because I actually kind of like Robot Ada, but the fact that now I can put her into power armor makes me happy. Plus the fact that robot stats, such as inventory space, speed, etc., do carry over into her human form. That's also cool. I love the combat styles that we can change. I love the boost. I love the perks. It's all just fun to have and very useful. So if you'd like to check out this mod for yourself, and I definitely say to give it a go just to see how it is, you can take a look at the link in the description of the video, as always. And yeah, that's going to be it for now. Actually, we should probably get her out the guns. I haven't actually showed you that, have I? There we go. There's her assault rifle. Lovely. Lovely. But yes, that is going to be it for today, folks. I hope you all have enjoyed, and of course, that you do come back for the next. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.